Well, moving on, let's just jump on to some big fights that are coming up. And one fight that certainly got the juices flowing is Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez. How badly does Josh Taylor need this fight?
It's a cracker, isn't it? They're talking about it maybe at Hibs Stadium. What a homecoming that would be. I mean, but he deserves it. Josh has been away. He's been like the away fighter. He's been away fighting in Vegas. He's took all these hard fights. It'd be nice to get him back over here on the Scottish soil and give him that big homecoming.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think the fight might actually trap at Madison Square Garden. Now, that'd be huge for Josh as well. It's an absolute spellbinding contest. How does Josh Taylor win this fight?
It's a cracking fight. Proper boxing match. The only thing I'll say is, and not taking anything away from him, I think Teofimo Lopez has got an old overnight scenario. He's certainly not the fighter he was 2-3 fights ago. And if he was, I reckon it'd have been a totally different outcome. But I reckon that Josh will just keep it nice and sharp, nice and long. And I think Lopez will struggle.
What kind of threats does Teo possess towards Josh in this fight?
Well, aside for the getting old overnight scenario, I mean, look at what he was doing 2-3 fights ago. I mean, what attribute does this guy not have? He's got them all. I still believe he's got them in the locker. I just don't think he can quite pull the trigger the same.
The thing with Teofimo Lopez, the way I've watched him fight, is he tries and takes that attribute that you're good at and tries to take it away from you. He done it with Loma with the angles.
Yep.
Can he do that against Josh?
Oh, well, that's what makes it such a compelling fight, then it's. But no, I don't think he can. I do believe. I know everybody talks about the Carroll scenario, and we could open up a kettle, a can of worms. But it's. I just believe that see that mid to long range, sharp, like twitchy boxing. Nobody does it as well as Josh Taylor. He keeps you there. He keeps you out there. He's wee feints, cracking big jab, and when he starts putting the punches together, I just don't see him to get near him.
18 fights, undisputed, done it all on the road. It's truly incredible, isn't it, really?
Mega. Honestly, I mean, everybody talks about like in terms of like the best ever Scotland. They talk about Ken Buchanan, talk about Ricky Burns, Scott Harrison. I mean, Josh Taylor. I mean, look at what he's went on and done. Going out there and beating Ramirez, unifying the division. That's massive.
And as you touched on, there's been a lot of drama and stick for the Carroll fight. But you look at it, David, right? Timo Field's with top rank. Josh Taylor's with top rank. I think this has been out of Josh's hands. We're not going ahead with the Carroll fight. It's a business, as we always talk about.
That's what we're talking about earlier on there. Touched on it. It's not a sport first and foremost. It's a business. It's about money. Top rank are no daft. They're going to realise they're both top rank fighters. It's almost double bubble for them. And by the way, it's a great fight. Let's not kid on. I mean, it's pay to watch stuff.
It's a super fight.
Mega fight, aye, massive.
And it's one that Josh certainly needs at this time in his career. As crazy as that sounds and what he's done, but he's 60, the time he fight maybe 16, 17 months out the ring, he will need a big performance in that.
Big performance, and it's not that. I think, honestly, Josh has paid his dues and done what he's done, and he's getting into that latter part of his career where it's big names and big money. You've done it, you've proved it, unified the division. Come on, all the belts. So you've been there, done it, right? Okay, title defences, all that stuff. Big names, big money, big draw. 3 or 4 of them, and then you ride off into the sunset.
Oh, definitely. Just going back to the fight with Teofimo Lopez, I can't wait to the build-up. This is going to be insane. Look at Teo's dad, right? Not all his dogs are barking, let me tell you, right? He's going to be giving it, Josh is going to be giving it. It sells this fight, definitely.
Big time, aye, because that's the thing. Taylor's no stranger to talking as well, but he's like that old school Scottish hard man patter. And the Americans, they don't really know how to take that sort of thing. No, because the Americans, they're very much, it's like scripted sort of stuff. But the thing is, they're just trying to put bums in seats and sell tickets, whereas Taylor will actually be saying, no, listen, mate, I'm going to smash your head in, and genuinely meaning it.
That's the thing with Josh. Remember the Ramirez fighting after the win? He's wanted to roll out with Mexicans.
Aye.
That's a guy he's tapped here, that slight tapped upstairs, but you need that to be an elite level fighter, and this man's got it in every department. A
bit of badness in you. I think you need everybody talks about that spite, a bit of a vicious streak, and Taylor's got it. He's got it in abundance.
And I believe Josh Taylor will have the mental edge going in there. He'll get under his skin. he'll upset the apple cart, and that'll be a huge factor going into the fight.
Yeah, I think so. I think Taylor's. I don't. Okay, but the Carroll thing, bad performance, whatever else. But I think Taylor's very much still at the peak of his powers, whereas Lopez is a wee bit in the slide. And I don't. Even if you're an elite level fighter, you know how you are off the back of your last performance. Lopez will know in the back of his head. And a wee quiet moment of reflection, he'll know that he's not quite where he was 2-3 years ago, and Taylor will know that he's there for the taking.
Joe's under the guidance now, Joe McNally, arguably one of the most hottest gyms of rotunda in the UK at the moment. How beneficial is it having somebody like Joe in Josh's corner now?
Oh, big time, aye. I mean, that is, we were talking about that earlier on, I think that's one of the best gyms in the UK. Smith Brothers, I mean, look at William there. I mean, tremendous. I was ringside for that. I mean, mega. Yeah, definitely. It's having that somebody that you believe in the corner when you're coming back and things are maybe not going quite your way. You need to be able to buy into exactly what they're telling you and listen to their instructions.
What impresses you most about Josh Taylor as a whole fighter?
Sharpness, judgment of distance, feet placement's very good. He's just very, very sharp. Uses the southpaw angles tremendously. He's, like I say, see that mid to long range boxing stuff, the way he picks and places his punches, just so composed. When he starts putting his punches together, he's tremendous.
Does this fight put Josh Taylor back at the top of the mountain? He's already at the top of the mountain, arguably, right? But this Carroll fight, the big dark cloud hanging over it.
It's amazing the difference that's made. No, because this guy is absolutely at the pinnacle. Mm-hmm. But it's amazing the wee sort of black mark that's left on that, and people are talking as if. So it's whether, I know I've interrupted you there, but it's whether. I don't think the Carroll fight will now happen. I don't think it will happen. Is this going to tarnish Josh's career? Does it need to happen for him to rid himself?
I would probably say at welter it might happen, because this has got to be Josh Taylor's last fight at 140. It's got to be. He's 31 now. Josh will know himself. Can they do it at welter down the line? Probably can. It'll be a great fight. It'll sell it'll sell down the line.
Big time.
But just give me a prediction for Teofimo versus Josh and how this fight finishes.
I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to say a Taylor stoppage. I think it'll be nice and cagey through the early rounds, and then I think both of them will start committing. But I just think Taylor he cuts his angles too well. He's very, very sharp, and I think when he starts putting his punches together, he's an underrated body puncher. Goes to the body very well. Wee uppercuts up through the middle and stuff like that. And I just think, like I said about the Teofimo getting old overnight, his last few performances, he's certainly not the fighter he was. Still a tremendous fighter, what a talent. But I honestly think Taylor will maybe just go through the gears and maybe get him out of there.
It'd be tremendous to see Easter Road, but listen, Madison Square Garden will be a limestone for Josh to tick.
Well, there you go. I mean, put myself in that position. I'm not a mad football fan, but like, okay, packing out a stadium in Scotland or the Madison Square Garden, I'd still go for the Madison Square Garden. Come on, it's the Mecca.
He's a hippie as well, so that would mean a lot to him. Do you know
exactly,
what I mean?
I know that.